Come in and talk to you a little bit about the way I see things coming, okay? And yes, I am still out and about doing my thing, taking all the precautions that I can. Okay, got my Lysol wipes, got my gloves, mask. I mean, at this point in time, after one thing about us, we as Americans, we get weary. We get war weary really quick, okay? And I think the president said it right. He said it best. He said that he's a wartime president. And I know a lot of you guys think the president's a kook. I think y'all, think he's just he doesn't know what he's talking about or whatever. But he's catching a lot of flack right now for the way that the administration has been handling the coronavirus. But I want to bring things and put things in perspective for you, okay? All right, so the government and the administration is trying to manage 350 million people plus, okay? All you have to manage is your household. I want to put this thing in perspective for you, okay? Now imagine if right now, because I was watching news a while ago and these people are vlogging. This lady's like, yeah, every time I order something, they're changing things in our cart because they don't have this and they don't have that. Most Americans can't even manage their own freaking household. Okay? 95% of Americans right now are not prepped for what's to come. And the other 5%, I would be willing to say that maybe half of them are not ready mentally. And I'm going to tell you, and this is going to be hard for some of you guys to hear. This is going to be a real in your face today, okay? And if I upset you, I apologize up front, but it's for your own good, okay? Listen to me. If right now you're stressed out, if right now you're scared, if you're worried, if you're like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know what's to come, and you call yourself a prepper and you've been prepping for this moment for longer than 6 months, what the heck are you going to do when it gets worse? Okay? Okay, so this is going to be a little in your face and then a little calm you down at the same time. Because y'all know I'm going to smack you up front, but then I'm going to come back and I'm going to bless you. All right? So, if you are in your mind right now, if you're not calm, cool, collected, not worried about things, if that's not you, because a lot of folks are like, Roderick, why are you still out? Why are you doing this? Why? Because this is what I got to do. I'm not sitting on like 5-6 million. Now, if I was sitting on 5-6 million right now, oh shoot, Jennifer would be working at home, and we'd be sitting somewhere on 5 or 10 acres with a stockpile. Those people that say they're gonna come after the stockpile. Oh yeah, we would have like 150, 75 million thousand pounds of everything, and would not have to leave the house. We would have somebody who was, cooking whatever we wanted every day. We don't live that life. All right, we're not those people. I am fortunate. I keep telling you guys, I am one of the fortunate ones who still has a job, who's still able to go out and do what they need to do in order to get income. So that's why I'm out. And even if I had a job where I could work from home, even if, I'd probably still be going out, because I know me. Now I probably wouldn't be going out as much as I'm doing right now. I'd definitely be hunkered in, sheltered in, and that's why I did the video the other day. I don't want you guys living in fear. All this fear that we're living in, that people are, spouting right now and everything. Yeah, this is a scary situation. I give you that. Yes, scary situation. This pandemic, they don't call things a pandemic unless it's a pandemic. Right? This has the same potential of the Spanish flu, the Black Plague, the Crusaders. This thing could kill. And I just, I want to shout out Off Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrian. I want to shout out Paul because he brought up some stats. I was watching his last video from last night, this morning. He brought up some statistics. Now to get this, it took the world like 3 months to get to 100,000 cases. The next 100,000, it took 12 days. The last 100,000, it took 3 days. So we went from 3 months to 100,000, 12 days 100,000, 3 days 100,000. It's getting faster. And then soon, you'll probably see 100,000 cases in a day. Okay? And I know that, they're always talking about, bumping the curve or slowing the curve or whatever the curve. But right now, it's not slowing down. And get this. We're quote unquote, like in America right now, we're quote unquote on a voluntary lockdown. So if it's spreading like this and we're under a quote unquote lockdown, what in the heck is going to happen when they open the doors again? Let me go over here and see what this man is buying. He's got a whole cart full of stuff. I like to watch what people are buying because it gives me ideas of maybe some things that I should get. He got a bunch of spray cans or something. I don't know what this is. He's about to do. Oh shoot! Oh, he's about to do some serious cleaning. Oh, he got a whole bunch of bags. He got some broom. He about to do some serious cleaning. I don't know what he's gonna be cleaning. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You're halfway in the street. You want to stop? What the world is wrong with people? Let me see. I am getting out while I still can. Where you going? Do you have a bug out location? Because now's the time. If you have somewhere where you can bug out and you can still work from home, now's the time to bug out. We don't have that luxury. Okay. I wasn't serious enough with prepping. And see, I can't stand people who are always blaming somebody else for their bad choices and misfortunes. Like I said, this is gonna be a little bit in your face this morning, okay? And this woe is me attitude, no, we gotta stop that. This woe is me, no, we're all going through the same thing. And it's not slowing down. That's the thing about it. It's not slowing down. It's getting worse. And my thing is, because you guys know that follow me, y'all know I play the stock market every day. I've been for the life of me trying to figure out the last 3 days why in the heck the stock market's running up. I know it's because of this stimulus. I see the stimulus thing two different ways. First way I see it is, okay, yeah, you're going to give everybody $1,200. Whoop-de-damn-do. Okay? Whoop-de-do. No, I just mean, going to the store, etc. Oh, yeah, while you still can. Go out and get, listen, guys. While you still can get out and go get stuff, and like I've been telling you guys for the last 2 weeks, enjoy life now. Because life is about to get really hard for a lot of us. And for those that have not had military training, or you have not, you weren't poor part of your life, it's about to be a culture shock for a lot of folks. Okay? It's about to be a culture shock. You are about to go through the harshest time of your life. Okay, you'll look back at this time and be like, oh my God. And you know what? And the crazy part about it, who knows when it's going to get back to normal? The experts are predicting we're going to be in this. I've heard up to 18, 24 months. Yeah, but you have to be wise. Who is that, Cindy? You have to be wise right now. Because while you still can get out, while you still have freedom to go and get the things you need. I'm seeing this lady right here. She's walking out of Lowe's with 2 filters. People are not taking this thing serious at all. And I understand, yeah, you need to change your filters for your house, but you need to buy like a year's supply. And I know that money is always an option. I know that. I know money is always a challenge for most people. I know that. But the things that you can stock up on now, while you still can, now you're gonna be limited on what you can buy now. So if I were someone who had not prepped and I could go out right now, these are the things I would go out and get right now: oatmeal grits, pastas, sauce, pasta sauces, protein bars if you can find them, crackers, and I would buy. So that's what I did 3 weeks ago. I was out going to get that kind of stuff. You know, I had my normal, the beans and rice. I mean, if you can find beans and rice now, grab as many as you can. Because there may become a time when it may become a time when we're really on lockdown and you can't go anywhere. And you have to go down and get in line and wait for the National Guard to hand you a bag of groceries and a case of water. See, I don't want to be in that line. Okay, that's me. I don't want to be in that line. And all the, all this woe is me stuff. If you guys are feeling like woe is me right now, this is just the start of this. Okay, this is the beginning. This is like the table of content. If we were reading a book right now about coronavirus in the United States, this is the table of contents. I don't think we've gotten to chapter 1. And I'm not normally the bearer of bad news, and you guys know our slogan here is make prepping, we make prepping fun. This is the fun part. This is going to be the most fun part. You're going to look back at these times and be like, I am so glad that I went out and I did X, Y, Z. I'm so glad. And then guess what? If everything turns around and tomorrow they find a cure and coronavirus stops right now, guess what you can do with all your preps? You can eat them the hell up. You don't have to go to the grocery store. Okay? And even right now, as I'm talking, I'm thinking about things that we don't have, that we need, and need more of. Even right now as I'm talking to you guys. I don't want to be in the line, but if I am not, it will look suspicious. And that's another thing. And this is one thing I talked about the other day. If you don't start getting in the lines and going out with your neighbors, you will look suspicious. But like I told you guys last week, start losing the weight now. Okay? Start reducing your calories. Start increasing your water intake. Dropping the weight now, so that a month from now, 2 months from now, or 6 months from now, if we get to that point where everybody has to go out and stand in line and get supplies, then you're just as skinny as everybody else when they come check on you. Okay? So, yeah, it's almost to the point where you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But I'm going to tell you guys this. I'd rather not be in the line. That's just me. And we still live in the city. Okay, we still live in the city. We don't have a bug out location. We don't have a place in the suburbs. The place in the country. We prep for this stuff, and it's almost kind of like I'm watching a movie. And I've said this several times. It's almost like I'm watching a movie where I am the lead star in my own movie, and this thing is just a movie. It's not even. It doesn't even feel real, but this is real, y'all. This is, and you got to make sure you don't get into that lull of, okay, well, this is just, average, ordinary, everyday, blah, 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 blah. No, this is serious. And it could get to the point where it's life or death. All right? Life or death. Life or death. And for the followers on here, I want to, at this point in time, I want to make sure you are mentally ready for what we're about to go with. Okay? And like I said, if you're going through right now, you're like, oh my God, woe is me. I'm so stressed out. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. You need to toughen up. You need to toughen the hell up. Because I believe, this is just me, I believe it's going to get worse before it gets better. I also believe, I always try to give you guys my predictions of the market. The market ran up for the last 3 days, but I'm going to tell you this. It didn't. If it was going to run up, I really thought that we would see a serious, huge pop. We didn't see a huge pop. Well, I didn't see a huge pop. And I was playing the market on the upside. I made some money, and I bought on the downside prematurely yesterday. I should have waited for indications, but I felt like I knew that it was gonna go on the downside. And this morning I wake up and I'm like, cha-ching, it's moving to the downside, because no amount of money right now. By the way, I was talking about that stimulus. Let me tell you guys my opinion about this stimulus. I think it's a damn shame that whatever smart person in whatever higher up position thought it was very wise to print $2 trillion and give the American people 1,200. And it's almost like, I'm being punished for going to work every day, because now, and please don't take this, anybody who's lost their job or at home, I feel for you. All right. But that's why we prep, right? That's why we prep. I feel for you. I really, truly do. My heart goes out. I'm praying for you. However, a lot of people, 95% of Americans, when times were good, they didn't look at the ant, they looked at the grasshopper, and they run around and they play. Most people would rather go to the club and spend their money and play than to put away for a rainy day. Most people. In this stimulus, if you're off of work, from what I understand, if you're off of work, you can get your unemployment, and then they're gonna top that off with $600 extra. So you could be making like $900,000. A lot of people were making $900,000 a week when they were working. Okay, and then you're gonna be punished if you are a higher income earner. And I am surprised and shocked, because I've been thinking this whole time, like, yeah, Jennifer and I, we won't be able to get that, because I know some kind of way we will be disqualified. But fortunately, I never thought I'd say this. Fortunately, we're right under that threshold for the max for a married couple. And for people who have children. Now, this is my other feeling about this. I think it's a darn shame that if you're gonna do a socialist program, I think it's a darn shame that you're just gonna give people $1,200. And I think it's a darn shame that you're gonna spread monies out for 4 months. I think people are gonna need things much longer than 4 months. Okay, this is all my opinion, and if I'm offending you, I'm apologizing up front. But these are my personal opinions, and because they're my personal opinions, then they're my personal opinions. Hey, and it's the way I feel about it. I think and I believe. And this is another thing. This is crazy to me, because they're like, okay, we're gonna do the hospitals, we're gonna do the counties, blah blah. That's great. I think that's amazing. But these loans for businesses so they can stay afloat. I have a business. If I go under, guess what? I went under. Royal Caribbean, Caribbean Cruise Line, the airlines. Hey. That's just the nature of your beast. It's like feast or famine. When the economy is great, people are traveling. When the economy is bad, people don't. I don't understand this bailout bull crap. Okay? So they're gonna set aside all this money for me as a business owner. Now, what kind of I wish somebody had called me so I can tell them how real life works. Okay? This is the way real life works. If I have a business and I have to lay off 25 or 30 of my employees out of 50, I am not about to go and get a loan so I can keep those people employed so they can just sit around and suck up money and we're not selling anything. What kind of sense does that make? And I know I'm getting passionate about this thing, because that makes absolutely, I don't know who in their right mind is going to go out and take out a $300,000 or $400,000 loan. A loan, not a grant. I'm going to go take out a loan so I can pay people to produce things that we're not selling. I really wish somebody who was smarter than me had called me and say, hey, Average Joe, can you tell us really how life works? Yeah, life doesn't work that way. As a business owner, I am not about to go get a loan so I can pay people to sit on the clock and suck up my doggone money to make things that we're going to have a warehouse full of, that we already have a warehouse full of, that we can't sell because people are not buying it. Duh. Hello, it doesn't make any sense to me. I believe if you were going to do something like this, and I something had to be done, and it's the society and the system that we work in, that we're a part of. Something had to be done. But $1,200 for a family person, $500 for children one time, that's not going to do nothing. As a matter of fact, if we do get the stimulus, if we get it, that $1,200 each it will only pay for the extra preps that we've had to buy. I went out and had to purchase a laptop. I didn't have to, but I did because mine crashed about 2 months ago. So I was like, okay, need a laptop so I can do some things at home on the laptop. When I spent some more money on preps, I was gonna do that anyway. I bought several things that I knew that we was going to need that I hadn't purchased yet. It expedited some of my buying, but real life. Well, our lives doesn't work like that. Okay. And matter of fact, before this thing really got bad, I was talking to Jen. I was like, babe, they just lowered interest rates down to 0. We should go out take out a loan so we can do X, Y, Z, Z, Z. You know what my wife told me? She's like, right now is not the right. And we had this thing in our house that if we don't agree on it 100%, both of us, we just don't do it. It doesn't matter who comes up, and most of the time it's me with the schemes, with the hairline, with the harebrained schemes. If we don't both agree, we don't do it. And sometimes people get their feelings hurt, like me, and other times people just they stand their ground, like Jennifer. And I was like, but babe, she's like, no, right now is not the time. And it's funny. I played this game called Civilization. I'm gonna tell you guys this, and I gotta go. I played this game called Civilization, and there's a quote from J. Paul Getty that says, "If you owe the bank $100, that's your problem. If you owe the bank $100 million, that's the bank's problem." And I'm like, I like that. But who wants that kind of stress right now? Right now everything is uncertain. Nobody knows what the heck is going to happen in our country, with our economy, blah blah blah. Who in their right mind as a business owner? Okay, if I'm Lowe's, I'm sitting outside of Lowe's parking lot. If I'm Lowe's right now, and I have to, which I don't think they've had to, but let's just say nationwide, we had to, as the Lowe's board of director, we had to lay off 15,000 people. Let's just say. Government comes up with this program like, hey, Lowe's, you can borrow this. For Lowe's, I'm trying to think of some number. Lowe's, you can borrow this $50 million at a very low interest rate so you can keep your employees employed. And if that's part of the stipulation that I got to keep people employed and not lay folks off or not furlough people, I'm not going to take that. I'm not. So what's going to happen with that money? That money's just going to sit around. If it's earmarked for that, and that's the stipulations, money's just going to sit around. When if you want to do something like this to help the American people, you could have taken, everybody, $1,200 a month for 4 months. Unemployment, $600 a week instead of for I think it's like 12 weeks instead of that 24. I think that would have been a better usage of money. But I will leave you with this. What if in the future, and I'm just gonna throw this out there, what if in the future that money doesn't matter? What if in the future that $1,200 is all that you would ever need? What if in the future they went to some kind of program where it was like cashless, it was moneyless, and you had to perform in order to get your food? You had to perform in order. I mean, this, guys, listen, wake up to what's going on. Okay, I don't, and I most time I'm the conspiracy guy. With this one, I just really believe that this thing got out of hand really quick, and it reminds me of I Am Legend, the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith. Where Will Smith, Anna comes to him. She was like, yeah, God told me. And he was like, God didn't have anything to do with this. We did this. We made this. This is my ground zero. I am not going anywhere. Okay? So listen, folks. If you're in a situation right now where you're stressed and you're worried, it's probably because you didn't prep. Okay? Or you didn't prep enough. Or you just need to get more mentally strong. And I want you now, from this point on, and I always try to give you guys solutions. I want you now, from this point on, to start thinking of scenarios and then play them out in your mind and think about, what would you do in this scenario? What would you do if you ran out of food and you had to go get into the line? What would you do if you ran out of water? What would you do? Do you know how to catch water? Do you know how to catch water off the roof? Do you know how to purify water? See, these are things while you still have the internet. These are skills that I need you to learn now so that you can live later if it gets worse. Hopefully, you guys know I always try to end on a positive note. Hopefully this is just a phase, and after this little quarantine time period, we what is it? Stay home, stay safe, stay home, don't spread, or whatever. After this little period of that we're going through, hopefully the president is right, and we'll be back in church Easter Sunday. Listen, guys, this is Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, where we make prepping fun. And I know this wasn't a video that was too fun this morning, but I think it was a video that we all needed to hear. And while you still have time, listen. While you still have time, go on the internet and start printing off things. If you don't have survival, I would strongly encourage you, while you still go out and get them, go get you some survival guides, survival books. Pastor Joe Fox from Viking Preparedness has a really good book that he put out. Go check his out. The SEALs put out a really good survival book. Get your survival books now, okay? And don't let them sit on the shelf. Start reading them, because you may need to learn how to purify water. You may need to learn how to start a fire. You may need to learn how to gut an animal, and actually process your own food. Oh my God. God forbid if we have to process our own food. Okay, now we're vegetarians. All right? But if it comes down to it and we have to, kill and eat, hey, those are things I know how to do. And that's a skill that you don't forget. Some things, some things you learn, you don't forget. So start learning the skills now. If you have not started, start learning the skills now that you may need later. All right? Because we're in the slap dab in the middle of a SHTS situation right now, and I don't think a lot of people realize it. So if nobody else has told you, congratulations. Everything you've been prepping for, you made it. And remember to have fun, okay? Play some board games, play some video games, play some online games. Don't spend all your time doing that, because that's what I've been doing the last 2 weeks. I have been enjoying life. I've been eating what I want. I went out and I bought a whole bunch of things that I knew I would enjoy. I bought pizzas. We've had guacamole. We've had nachos. I've had enchiladas. I fixed all that stuff at home, because I know that I like to enjoy myself before we go through boot camp. And I think this is about to be a United States boot camp. Okay? Guys, I love y'all. I love you enough to tell you the truth. And I know this was a hard discussion this morning, a hard topic to talk about. But I love you enough to try to reel you back in, bring you down. Because if you're up here and you're nervous and you're scared and you don't know what to do, I don't think that's where you need to be right now. Okay? So bring it back in. Take a deep breath. Online search some things. Print out some materials so that you can have them later. Because guess what? What if the internet's not where always working? What if you don't have power? Hey, so many things can come out of this. So many scenarios. Because we're in the SHT. Stuff is hitting the fan right now. Ask those folks in New York. Ask those people out in Washington. And like I was saying a month ago, coming to a town near you. Okay? And guess what? This thing is spreading like this right now, and we're quote unquote on a voluntarily quarantine. So folks, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be good. Be blessed. Take care. So I need